Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is August 18th, and it is time for the market overview. We'll only be looking at the majors tonight, as nothing else matters. And here we are with the Dow, big ugly red candle, down 419 points, more than 500 at its peak. Very ugly continuation candle. All of our secondaries reversed, denial of the crossover of the MACD. We were saying last night how we needed more crossover of the short-term moving averages, and that it should have had more of that by this point. The middle Bollinger Band almost getting to the bottom of the short-term moving averages, and would have given it some strength. Well, our 4 NDEs came out this morning, and they were all bad. Every single one of them. Terrible. Short-term moving averages reversing and all sloping down once again. Middle Bollinger Band right in the middle of them. Not a good sign. We were also saying last night how on the 60-minute we had gone into essentially a double flat line, middle Bollinger Band right in the middle of all of it, and that we did not like that. Double flat lines, very bad, and that they break out rapidly in one direction or the other. Well, we got it today. We got our directional move, and it was down, and it is what it is. It's bad, but we have our directional move, so I guess that's what's important. Beyond that, SPX, of course, exactly the same thing. So I won't rehash that. Same thing with XOY. The VIX, we did get a perfect inverse candle of what we see on the Dow and the SPX. This one we said we had more crossover and was thus more promising than the Dow and the SPX for a down move. Middle Bollinger Band almost to the top of it. Well, today reversed it all, just like the Dow SPX. Everything... all the short-term moving averages pointing back up, middle Bollinger Band right in the middle of it. All of our secondaries ticking back up, whipsaw on the MACD. MACD histogram going from negative back into positive. And we have TNA. This one we said last night that it was not looking as good as the Dow and the SPX for our move up, since we did not have as much crossover in the short-term moving averages, and today they are back down again. Notice how this is weaker. We said last night that this was weaker. We are already to the bottom candles, and just a breath more and we will exceed the bottom shadow from the 9th. Everything ticking down. Very bad. And the currencies, inverse hammer on the dollar. We have a big gap. The world starts falling apart and everybody runs to the dollar. The only saving grace to this is that the middle Bollinger Band is still above all of the short-term moving averages. The short-term moving averages are not all pointed up yet, but it's very, very little to hang your hat on. So the question becomes, after a big red candle, do you get a green candle the following day for some relief? Well, I guess it all depends on if this was the negative thrust and that it's all petered out. I don't see how that would be the case, although we do have Jackson Hole next week. So if it were some sort of a bottom type area, then I suppose you could say big red candle, big green candle, big red candle, big green candle, that type of a deal. But if it's descending, then would you have small green candle, big red candle, small green candle? We don't know. And certainly the short-term moving averages would make it more likely for the descent. The bottom down here would make sense for further descent. Whether it would be the recent real body lows, or the shadow low. In which case, if it's a shadow low, we have about 400 points to go. If it's the real body, about 300 points to go. Either way, not good. But there it is. Not too much to say tonight. It is a little bit disappointing that we weren't able to at least get to the 1220 on SPX like we were looking for. It came really close, but it just couldn't do it. And now that it's sloping down, this does look like a complete bounce failure, and that is what it is. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video are for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. Thank you.